Nigerians. People know APC know it, they know it us at all. They tell us that don't worry. Nigeria Air will come on board. You will see it with your eyes.
Kumba.
Oh,
Kukumba. Don't forget Kukumba.
Cucumber. That cucumber seller. All of a sudden came out every minute when I go see him, blah, 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 blah. And I was asking, where is it? And I'm asking myself, is it? And you see people that are supporting these guys underneath there. Since your mic is on, please. And I'm wondering, and I'm asking myself, is it not the same Nigeria that we're in? Nigeria Air from where to where to where? How? No website built, no nothing. But tell us that from May 29th, it will be in operations. God bless you, David Nde. The guys go higher. Hi, these people know the Nigerians. The guys go higher jets. After they hire the jets, they come paint them. Come carry and come. I will leave all those breakdown. Maybe NOSS will do a better breakdown. You know, yesterday I was in. Many of you saw my tweet yesterday. Yesterday I was doing a very good job. I was in a conference and I was the way I never done before. Ha! They will use your money and wrap drugs. The marketing yesterday was so high that people, oh wow, thank you very much. Sending investors to Zimbabwe yesterday. But they seize it. Investors, there is no hope. Budget of next year, they want to borrow the money. Bunch of criminals have taken over the asylum. So any investor coming to spend money in Nigeria is a wasted investment. Because you can wake up tomorrow and some set of fucking animals will carry bulldozer and bulldoze your office. And tell you built it on the gutter. They can wake up next tomorrow and tell you it did not follow master plan. Or no, they want to revoke your C of O. Or they can give you any flimsy excuse because we have no working system. And while I was having a conversation yesterday, and I was talking to one of the vessels, and he was like, "But why is it that we have that? They see the growth of the Afrobeat. God bless our Nigerian artists, and our creatives. Let me put it this way: our creatives. They have put the name Nigeria in the hearts and the minds of so many millions of people in the diaspora that don't even understand what is happening in the country." And while all that stuff was going on, I heard that the great Oba, make I don't call the Ameno because I know these people, their own blood, small to that. If you also get emotional intelligence, we don't understand when we should not. That's saying that them build, it's not them build Lagos. I've been at them from. God knows I don't. I go pop for Ronu, go for the air. Whoa! I heard any spotting, Igbo, any spotting, go back to Anambra. The truth, I'm standing on what I am saying like that. Whether we like it or not, Lagos belongs to Yorubas. This is whether you like it or not. You might not want to hear whether now Yoruba get Lagos. You cannot drag it with the Yorubas. Now Yoruba get Lagos. Even if I know people they give it thumbs down. Whether you like it or not, if you say now you get Lagos, go and prove it. Whatever you have is historical. It's just like you now come and say Ilorin, Kwara, some part of Kwara now. It has been captured. They would come out, they say Oro. They don't feel Oro for Kwara. So whether you like it or not, if you begin to trace ancestry of so many places, you see that many of us were all migrants. We migrated to so many places. This is the truth. If you trace that, you see that all Nigerians were living in the Sambisa forest. Before people begin for Sambisa forest, some people, some people they are this, they knock well. Some knock, get like 10 wives, knock, move, go south, knock, go southeast. If you check the whole history of humanity, it's all about migration. But we're talking about settlement today as it stands now. Who settled in the land? Who has been in that land for hundreds of years? You cannot take Lagos away from the Yorubas. That is the truth. I'm not going to come out here and come and say whether this is what over. You can say the Benin's have ancestral something in Lagos. Fine and good. But I think what Oba did yesterday was just to go and show the Ronu gang that you do not have monopoly of madness. You do not have the monopoly of feeling so braggadocious. You don't have that monopoly. And he did not go and say it in his palace. He went and said in front of the second in command of the Ronu Empire, which is Sanwo-Olu. In his front, he told him. Because the bigotry and the amount of bigotry we witnessed in the last elections, in fact, I call it was a terrorist attack. What happened in Lagos on March was a terrorist attack. It was terrorism in full display. That was not an elections. We saw terrorists on the street hunting their fellow man and women because they don't look or sound the way they felt they should look or sound. And we will never forget what happened that day in Lagos. And I'm certain because I know that Oba has nothing to gain. Oba has nothing to gain going to. He knows that no matter what comes out and say Benin has Lagos, Benin cannot go and claim. They cannot give him one plot of land in Echo. He cannot go and get one plot of land in Echo. He cannot. But I'm certain he also witnessed what happened in Lagos. I wanted to go there and let this. And the painful part is that majority of these APC Southwest Ronu bigots don't even have. I as I speak right now, they have no investments in Lagos. But every second, every minute, they find a way to infuse that bigotry and make it look as if that, oh, no, Lagos is a battleground. People want to drag Lagos. Nobody, as far as Nigeria is concerned, if Nigeria breaks up tomorrow, Lagos will follow the Southwest and go. It's facts. Does it change the cosmopolitan nature of Lagos? No. Does it change the fact that so many people came together and are building and investing in Lagos? No. Just yesterday, they went. The second in command of the Ronu bigotry empire, Sanwo-Olu, went to go and open. Nigeria now 5-star, 2-star. They call it 5-star. Obasanjo and everybody was there. These freaking criminals understand what. Then you that you cannot afford to eat, get mind. You have no investment. You have no attachment. I am certain you have not even been to Lagos. Many of these riffraffs they don't even know where Lagos is. You stay in you go in the morning and carry your phone and charge it in Babi Saloon. When you get small lights, you get 3 bar. Your phone don't get 3 bar. You cannot come on Twitter. They shout, hey, give me Oba Topaye. Thank you for coming out yesterday and doing the Lord's work. Because what you did yesterday, I get one of it for you. Even as that guy, they don't bury him before. It was one of the Obas who don't die. They bury him before he follow there. He come back again. That guy, you will see that guy. I don't say, Marcus, I'm calling your name because I don't say you can hear this place. Hey, you go fear. He say na Edo, say Adam and Eve, na Edo people. Say na Edo form. Edo be the first tribe in the world.
The full Benin agenda. Baba, after
Bro,
God, na Benin man, later, I won't go here. Say, say Adam and Eve, na Benin man and Benin woman.
It's real, it's real.
It's real.
If you hear, they go tell you about some God. You get one God where we say the guy, he beat like, he only am na warrior, only am na God, only am na something. Say he beat like, only am fight like 2 million people. He beat them.
Okay, Satan, make I bust your head there. Make I bust your head. He get one way they tell me, say, he get one Benin prince. say leave Yoruba people. Say get one Benin prince called Prince Izodua, where them pursue from Benin. Now go Yoruba land. Yoruba people call the worship him, call him Odudua. I look this man. Say, yesterday, some kind people call me say, leave. Oh, say no be said the Oba they say we not just want put mark for this one a fight, this one a Yoruba and Igbo fight because the we now we I had a 2-hour lecture. See, Saddam, God na Benin man, then God can't create Adam and Eve. One Benin, one Ishan. Adam na Benin man, Eve na Ishan woman. Now why they know they ever agree? Ken and Abel na Benin. You never see anything. Everybody history, Oduduwa will be beginning of Yoruba history for Benin. He don't na prince for Benin. Everybody na Benin. Oh,
I
they
swear to
just
God,
land your spaceship first. You gonna say agenda for this country.
you see,
Never
you
see
see, you
anything.
see. When I got this, if this information, in fact, when they get, when they drag like this, for when me and my friends they here, we get me Igbo guy, Delta Igbo guy, my Yoruba friend, my half Yoruba, half Igbo guy, then this Benin boy. If you open mouth, all of us will keep quiet. Once you open mouth like this, all of us will keep quiet, and we don't say our own mouth no strong. Go, he go say, keep quiet. Make I tell your history. You sabi your history. Make I tell you where you come from. How you take who our. He go tell you, and I'll be like, he say, make I tell you how Japan they take from Japan. You know the Benin prince will go Japan. We create Japan. He get person they come from Japan. He call the name of the place. Say, make I check for Google. I open Google. The thing show.
Say Benin get great wall before China. Say China can't learn how to build wall for Benin. You never see anything. I
Oh,
think you hear the full Benin agenda.
oh,
Jesus Christ na Benin man.
oh my God, have mercy.
You
It's
never
crazy.
land this play where.
Crazy. But guys, let's have a wonderful conversation today. Please, in the midst of all these things we are doing here, please, there is no I just want us to understand that there's no superiority in humanity. We are all human beings first. Whatever your belief system is, so whatever your belief system is, I respect you for what you believe or what you want or what you don't believe. Please respect me for what I believe. And what you believe should not be a stumbling block to what I believe. What I believe should not be a stumbling block to what you believe. We can all live in peace and in harmony. At the same time, understand that we have a common enemy, which is bad governance. It does not discriminate. Bad governance does not care whether you are from where or the ancestors say Adam na Benin man or Adam na Igbo man. It doesn't freaking care. It will hit you as it is hitting every one of us. And I will wrap the space with Jimmy. Message a person sent Jimmy today. Jimmy screenshot the message sent me. Oh, so obedience now. Hey, God, so when I get mine though, I don't know whether it's the hardship. You know, they get what the hardship go do you. All of us are passing through a lot too. I'm passing through a lot too. But let's say there's a lot that you pass through. We go touch something for your skull. You don't even know how to coordinate anymore. You don't even know how to even ask. You feel so entitled. You don't even know what to bring on the table and ask. And I don't know if I should share this information now, Jimmy. Whether Jimmy will talk about them, but I don't know whether
Bro,
Jimmy.
go ahead, though. Go ahead. I beg, go ahead.
God have mercy. God have mercy. God. Please, this is not on the topic, but it's just on humanity, and on common sense. Common sense. You are hungry. You need help. You're suffering. You're passing through Nigeria is happening to you now as we're speaking now. And you come in to meet somebody for help, and you're asking the person to give you help, to help you with money, so that you can travel, so that you can pay for your wife to travel to go and show off in a wedding and come back. Kai, so I see that message, I can't wonder, I can't say, is it that? It be like say this thing where they say Tinubu through to do juju on top Nigeria, it be like say na true. I can't wonder saying. So if you give him money now, make you give your wife. You give him money, make you give your wife, make she travel, go wedding, go show off, then come back to meet you in poverty and in pains or what? As in, how do you juggle the mass? How do you? It's not. It's not part of our topic. Oh, I don't say I see the message. I say I go talk about them. I don't say the specific day here for space. I just want to advise my brother, please, if she go and come out, what do you eat for Christmas? Think about it. Guys, welcome to the Vawulence
That's
space.
luxury, Saddam. That is luxury. For this Tinubu era, that's luxury. And thank God you brought it up. So the bottom line is, guys, there is a difference between what you want and what you need. What you need now is to save money to survive. You don't want to be going to weddings, not now. Survival, not going up and down to parties. You can do that if you have the money, but not asking people for money that you want to go and do this, you want to go and do. Abba! People are dying of hunger.
6. That's all her crime. She did not commit any other offense. And they want to try a Christian woman in Nigeria using Sharia law. Drag all of them. Because they are a disgrace, to the body of Christ. They are a disgrace to Christianity. They are to the body of Christ. They are a disgrace to Christianity. They are a disgrace to any society. APC Ronu, please, because many people have seen many people that they are doing like they don't get sense. It's just like when they come out and say Igbos and IPOB, and we open up space and say Igbos are not IPOB, and we come out and differentiate ourselves.
Captain Jamil, is it? And we are here, hoping that when the plane crashes, it will be how will it be the private jet of the high and mighty? These are people that buy bombardiers. It will be your 48 ministers. Do you remember that states, when we were talking of austerity measures, they will borrow, share to state, and your state perfume 7 million. Even Tolu Spin, obedient wey like perfume die. I know she'll say he don't spend 7 million on perfume. But is it only Igbo people that insulted Buhari? Femi Fani-Kayode insulted Buhari too. Is it only Igbo people that were insulting Buhari? Right? So you now, Ronu is fighting Calabar. Yoruba Ronu is fighting the new middle belt up awakening. Yoruba Ronu is still using one hand, fighting the North. Yoruba Ronu is not making the all the job, all the ministerial positions. They are not making all these positions based on merit. They are not making it based on this. Is all going to their cohorts. So that your 8 million, it goes back to my question of numbers. If 24 million people that Ijebu Ode is Ibibio, then you will insult the Obong of Calabar. Wait, Sultan of Sokoto will say once with somebody called the Oba of Benin gay. I said, God in heaven, is it because of Tinubu you people are doing this? Right now, it's now full tribalism. Okay. Take him, load your food. That I cannot be bothered about damn who owns what, who comes from where. Left to me, not in Nigerian schools, because Nigerian history is a history of evil, lies, bloodshed, and manipulation. There is no one to accept. So let us destroy that history. Complete. I hope she's having a good day. That young lady was the first person that asked me, I'll be different. I will be different. Oh, no. Godfather, no. At the end of the day, before Lagos would use their tribalism, win election, beat Jimmy Agbaji over the head, Jimmy Chukwu. She remember was shouting that Jimmy Chukwu till we saw the tweets. And then they've rushed to the so I have my APC friends. I've told them, write down 5 things that Sanwo-Olu has achieved in Lagos. I ask you people, what has Sanwo-Olu done? Name 5. Sanwo-Olu cannot remove roundabout. Oh yeah, just keep the express tarred. Problem. I bought my 5th tire yesterday. Not be say at the drive speed. There are potholes on Nigerian roads that a full human being can slip inside. We are here. And he's spending 7 million on fragrance. 7. Now, body odor go still keep many people for there. See, look, this country, Ronu, I wish you people, I wish you well. You go fight, Aya. My prayer, you know me on this platform, Prophet 10:6, if I just speak to my Jesus, my prayer to Jesus, may more royal fathers come out with historical proof of claims to the Southwest. Because why? The real Yoruba people will never be bothered. But Ronu, I want them to justify this data money they're collecting. This hatred, they must. Obong of Calabar tomorrow must come out and tell us that a Dik icon is from Ekiti State. Is origin. This country, we must naked ourselves. Because these discussions were not had in honesty by our elders. So we that are the young ones, we go discuss them anyhow we want to discuss them. Somebody got up. Hilda Bassi is Igbo. She won award for Igbos. We'll do it for the Yorubas. Boom. Hilda Bassi turned to Igbo. No wahala. I know why I keep going into this context and keeping this data, because Nigeria, why am I saying this? I love the Yoruba people, and I have been on this space with all of them, from Jimmy to Mommy B, all of them. And this Ronu gang, I will be the first person in my dying bed, because what will happen with history is that very soon, Nigeria, when history will go forward 10 years from now, people will confuse them. They'll start saying, oh, they are betrayers. They are this one. Now, lie. It was a sect of them supporting a drug baron. I will never get my history twisted. And I will never follow people to be typing all these nonsense people are typing online. Give them bars for both. If you need a class, go to Master Harry, CEO, Obedient Department of Vawulence. Go to his timeline and read how to give them bars both without all these gibberish. I see some Igbo handles, maybe out of fatigue. You see the tribalism, out of fatigue. You throw one missile. That's not the way to go. Block these clowns. Go and check their handles. Go and check when they were opened. 2023, 2020. After election, many of them. If you check the way many of them write, what you notice is if you block one, another handle with that same number at the end will come. You know that it's two bot handles belonging to one animal. They never have the balls to be online with their face. And you want me to be going back and forth with faceless people? Look here, Nigerians. This Nigeria, until we all gather on how to split it, we are stuck together. And anybody who is trying to split Nigeria, till Nigerians have decided how to split Nigeria, should be regarded as a traitor. I beg you people, Muhammadu Buhari ran for president of this country 12 years. He cried on television. His followers killed more than almost 1,000 plus people and destroyed over 10,000 plus properties because he lost in 2011. Please, I beg you people. Buhari entered and spent 8 years in government and destroyed Nigeria to the tune of owing 77 trillion naira. I want to ask you people again. Anytime you people help me see Buhari on the road, help me ask him, was this the plan? Was this the plan? Then you now handed over to a fucking bro. Is this the plan? Tinubu must go. APC must go. I don't know how Nigerians will do it. I don't know how Nigerians will do it, because let me tell you people, let us not get caught up. This is his MO. Have you discussing nonsense while he's flexing? This week again, now he has gone inside the account, collected $1 million. His private jet is no more flying, his Air Force One, and he has gone to another country to flex. Why you people are here arguing Igbo, Yoruba, Benin, Lagos? Wetin dey this Lagos sef? Okay, wetin dey the Lagos sef? Lagos get train. Lagos get 24-hour lights. The Nigeria say wetin dey the Nigeria? The Nigeria we want to every day Nigeria waiting dey this Nigeria. Sometimes when you talk about even splitting Nigeria now, people go dey waiting dey this Nigeria. As e dey together like this, it makes sense. You have a country where Sharia state is trying a Christian woman for speaking out because a Christian girl was killed by Wahhabi terrorists. No, they see problem now. But meanwhile, when that Sharia was started, they said that every Christian or non-Muslim will not be held to this rule. Sure, now they see. Okay, now under a Muslim presidency, I want to ask you people, who do we report this road at Jato matter now. At least we had a redeemed pastor before that will commemorate and commiserate. Please, who do we report this Christian woman that's been arrested? Who do we report her to now? To the Muslim police? Or the Muslim army? Or the Muslim Air Force? Who do we report Christian matters to as a Christian? People should help me go and wake Pastor Paul Ade Farasi. Gambling is on the forefront of the news. A man called Kensington Adebu to call Baba Ije. Country in every hood, people on tell you that this is what they are doing, that's how they are making money. Then you are there. You are going there and gambling. 40-bet office. That's not what your brain is telling you. But when one tribe now shout, they are the ones encouraging gambling. Sure, you see how life works. The poverty in where we are as a country. Rap. It's a rap. Are you telling me that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not seeing all this tribalism, bigotry, and everything flying around? Are you telling me he can't come out as a president and make a statement? Hello, everyone. I'm sorry. Okay, this whatever means we are used to win an election. Let's move on. He is enjoying it. When you see the people that the bigotry, you can tell the bigotry is flowing from top down. You can tell. And I'll also tell you people that when you allow the Sanwo-Olus, let me tell you, Lagosians, when you allow people from outside Lagos take over your states, while you people were flying all over to London and living all over everywhere else, somebody else will come from outside and tell you a history of your state, whether it's right or wrong. Your governor will be there and swallow it because Sanwo-Olu probably knows more about the history of Ekiti, Abi Ogun State, where he's really from, than Lagos. I don't know how Lagos got up and totally got usurped in their own, the real Lagosians I'm talking. I went to good old Unity schools. Akin Jones, this something Shingle, something this one, something Rhodes, something Thomas, something Bode Thomas. We know them, we know their names, I don't know how Lagos started being ruled by Ambode, Sanwo-Olu, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I no can understand these names though. And then Badebo, Rhodes, Vivor came out. You people say Ishinedu. It's all right. Igbos will say Ibakota, a go mile. After you finish running the vehicle, you must check the mileage. The mileage counted. Nigeria Abakotana, we are now checking the mileage. There were people who supported APC for 8 years on this platform. Some of them are even my colleagues in media. And I look at them sometimes and I wonder, how did they go to sleep at night? They supported APC here on this platform for 8 years. People forget that 8 years has passed. 8 fucking years. Buhari entered 8 years ago to your current age now. And somebody is telling you that Tinubu will spend 8 years, and you don't understand that is a threat to your life. You don't understand that such a person, you should literally trace that person to their house and actually ask them if they are mad. You're seeing them. Account numbers all over the timeline. They come out, they spew wickedness, painful and tribalist statements just to make you feel angry. I have reached a point where I don't even feel angry anymore. Say, wow, block them. Go and check them. No nonsense zone. No. Go and check when they spew those that are heavy bigotry. They don't even get one comment. It's obedience that go there and give them air. Just let's free these people. My work now, Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his government, they must go. I don't know how God will do it. I don't know who is going to do it, but they must go. They must go. That's my prayer. We are just discussing nonsense. I miss when Nigeria used to discuss progressive things. Do you understand that Pantami, the only thing Pantami achieved as Minister of Information was that he made people die due to NIN rush. And now if you want to make call in Nigeria, there's a 30-something second prompt telling you to go and do your NIN, whether you have done your NIN or not. I ask, especially when they inside emergency, if kidnapper kidnap you, you go first listen to one stupid imbecile telling you about NIN before you can even make your call. That's what Pantami achieved for us. Literally placing a bot in front of Nigerian calls. That administration was useless. But if you think those guys were useless, I keep saying it. There's a road in Edo State that has been trending. Trailers can't pass everything. Have you heard from Umahi on that road? We have reached a point we don't even understand what good governance is anymore. We're just winging it. That road is every day. I now saw one video that they were digging the road, the mud of the road, human beings with their hands. Have you heard that Umahi or Fashola? Have you heard that the government acted as if they've seen those videos? And these are the people that they have. This Ronu gang is fighting. Look, there's a lot of history in Nigeria. There is 1966. There is 19 this. There is civil war. There is this. But I am telling you that 2023 will go down in history in this country. The 2023 election and everything about it. An election where people of a tribe attacked members of their own tribe because they looked like members of another tribe, just because of an election to elect a shameful administrator. If Ronu gang did all of these things for Jakonde, I would have understood. You people did all this for Sanwo-Olu, that has not built one estate in Lagos, but has destroyed estates. It's sad. Barely as a 2020-2021 NSAS period, I felt Nigerians were united in our quest for good governance. But what tribalism did this year, all the key players are on record. They will not gaslight their way out of this one. They will not. I wasn't born in Aguyi, Ronsi, Kaduna, and Zogo. I wasn't born that time. But you see the one where happened this year. Them bomb me, I was involved. I did front line, beginning to end. Nobody will gaslight this one. We also 220 million, we all saw it. The Tinubu administration has nothing to offer. Nigerians, brace yourselves. When you people are ready to protest, I pray, I beg God that may it not be a plane crash that will force Nigerians to do that. I am begging, I'm saying this on public record, let it be on record that N6 is not, I am begging God that may a plane not crash in this country. Amen. I beg God, may the incompetence of the APC, especially in the aviation sector, not lead to this. I beg God, Nigeria cannot survive it. I lost a beloved uncle, Uncle Livia Jonuma. I'm begging God. But if you people tell me that a barrister, one of the poorest lawyers in this country, is going to be in charge of pilots and aeroplanes after Hadi Sirika, they didn't even beg the owner of Airpeace. APC's problems, I've reached a point in this country, I'm just going to be doing my best and trying to stay alive. But let me now talk about Peter Obi, my beloved president, the winner of the true winner of the 2023 elections. Peter Obi was being hosted by the length and breadth of the Commonwealth. The electoral fraud and the entire, from Chatham House to any of nonsense. In this trying,
it's just as usual, jam-packed and filled up with so many talking points. For me, I'll just take I'll just try and highlight a few things I picked up from what you said. And the most important thing for me is how damaged tribalism is to us as a people, and also how much it is important the events that happened this year is documented for history purposes. For me, if there's anything, it is how important, because you see something there. Who that controls the media? You see, that's why I hate BBC. Oh my God. I hate BBC with my soul. I was having this discussion with one of my my Zimbabwe friends. Yesterday, as I was demarketing the criminal drug baron to investors, I was in the company of a Zimbabwean. And you guys know that normal this thing, when you hear about Zimbabwe, all we think about Zimbabwe is how difficult Zimbabwe is, how their currency is shit, how this is that. And yesterday was a master's class for me on that country called Zimbabwe. So many things I do not know, I knew yesterday, and we have one common denominator with Zimbabwe. We were colonized by the British government. And so how bad we know that we have heard about Mugabe. I heard a different angle yesterday, and I was blown away. The BBC is a demonic,
It's a terrorist
media.
organization.
That BBC is from the devil itself. So you see the revisionism they are doing this election season that made people like Mombale go out and protest. When they came out, you could see openly. Imagine when we're in a system whereby there was no internet records. All the information we get from is from radio stations, from TV stations, from BBC Hausa, BBC Igbo, BBC Yoruba. They will come out and tell the whole world that what we saw and we knew, that the court in Chicago said that Tinubu's certificate is fake. They came out with internet and told us that it is real. That no, the court did not say anything like that. With our own eyes, we saw that one. Jimmy was in court. We streamed that space. We streamed that court session on space here. We heard it with our own ears. BBC, with that full glare, still told us that just an lie. Now, no, you're aware. Now, imagine a world without social media, and all the information we get is from BBC. BBC were the ones that named that coup that happened in 1966, the Igbo coup. And they pushed that agenda across all the mainstream media. The same thing I was speaking yesterday, that was the same thing as Zimbabwe was telling me yesterday about their country. About how bad BBC have molested the country, image-wise, destroyed their image. Zimbabwe is a country of 17 million people. He said that they have, in the 17 million people, like 50% are living very well. Do you know that? You don't know that. The image of Zimbabwe is like a country that they are, oh my goodness. So you see how
They
much
did it to us under Jonathan. Now Nigeria can't be like we're bombed everywhere. We be like Gaza.
God bless you. Meanwhile, I think somebody brought out. I quoted that tweet today. CNN projection. I can never forget that CNN projection of 2015. I can never forget it. Nigeria, the first 5 fastest growing economies in the world. Nigeria was number 3rd. As of 2015, January 2015, CNN brought that in, CNN Business. It was projected that by 2023, we would just say now, we would have been a stable economy with the way we were projecting. But the Western media, championed by the BBC, amplified all the bad things. And you see, that time we were fighting real crisis. BBC were amplifying it. Now that Nigeria are passing through hell, BBC stay quiet. They're supporting the government. Because for them, Nigeria has to, like, the way Britain can survive is dozens, as of just the same 1 year, 144,000 Nigerians are in Britain. Just in the space of a year. Calculate how much these people will pay in tax. Calculate how much they will pay British Airways for flights. Calculate how much they will pay in visa fee. Calculate how much they will pay for house rent. Just calculate how much 144,000 Nigerians.
They plan to raise 35 billion pounds through education, and they did it.
How will those people's media say anything good or support a system or a man or just stand on the side of truth? No, they will support a criminal, drug-headed, empty Dundee, so that Nigeria will continue to fall into abyss. Why their system continues to thrive? Because once it continues to thrive, our people will be jabbering on this platform now. I know 3 of our people that are on this platform. I have said one is in Canada now. Our brother Tommy is in Canada now. Tommy, our blind brother, he's in Canada now. Tommy is chilling. He has moved his wife and children to Canada. Another of our brothers has gone to, is in UK. People are moving every day. That's what the West wants. The best of us are leaving Nigeria to come and help their own system. A man that was saying in the next 10 years, in the next few years, they'll change everything. They will forget that people, because of these criminals today. Only 14% board. We will remind them. No. What they told you on NTA is a lie. What they told you on
election. But stupidly, they've forgotten that it's not only the Igbo that voted. In fact, we have a lot of Igbo people that voted for Tinubu Sef. And we have a lot of Yoruba people that voted for Peter Obi. But because of the bigotry in their blood, in that state, because of the hatred they have in Igbo land, the ones they demolished the other day, they compensated them. You see, I've seen a lot of political propaganda going on. People coming up with videos of Peter Obi when he was a governor. He demolished buildings. Alex Oti, he's planning to demolish some buildings as well. It's absolutely different from what is going on here. Igbos are being targeted in Lagos. And it's because of this past election. It is obvious because of this past election. And to my dear Igbo brothers and sisters, I've been on a couple of spaces afterwards. And a lot of people are angry. Angry. Even Igbos are angry at fellow Igbos. We told you not to build in Lagos. We told you to take back. Please, guys, don't do that. You have the right to be angry. But do not blame them for building this bullish attitude over the Igbo people. House. But I'm certain the kind of treatment that with that, I don't know what we can start, but I keep saying it. It will happen.
Governor, by the time he leaves, the Obama will come up and say they want to become governor. Then the Yewa man is left again. Tinubu has sent Yayi now, Yaji or Yayi to Ogun. Developing like Lagos, despite having the land, despite having the nearness to good market, because of system. It is bigotry that will tell you that this city, he cannot occupy a position because you want XYZ tribe to be there. At the end of the day, the system collapses. So Lagos is treading on parts. Lagos will be hurting and it will affect debate all the time. You, as a Yoruba person, you hear some Igbo people making statements. I sat back one day and I told myself, why is this guy making this statement? I'm fighting Then I realized something that a people that has been back, yes, I do not support that fight back. So the last guy who spoke, I can't remember his name. Please, a bit of understanding. Then you now bring a superior authority with education. Ah, my Yoruba Omoluabi, we have the Yoruba Ronus. The Yoruba Omoluabis are educated, they are smart, they are the ones that was in her 80s. Mama spoke French, lower generation. I got scholarship to
London. Tinubu sponsor Aberus. Look
exactly.
at the difference.
Saddam, I'm heading in that direction. That's to tell you the resounding legacy of that era of politics. It was all about to switch from Ijebu to English to French. 80 years. Meanwhile, evidence comprehensive high school in Ayetoro. Saddam, go to that school in Ayetoro. Those from Ayetoro can bear me witness. It was built by the Western Regional Government. This school looks like a campus you see in California. They had white people teaching in that school. What was the idea of that school? The idea of that school was they said the Western Regional Government wanted to bring in best mind, whether you are or you're anywhere, as long as you are from Western region. If you go to comprehensive high school at Yetoro, you're an Ivy Leaguer, right? The idea was that if we build a sound foundation for these guys, they will end up coming to grow the economy. That was the mindset. Today, what is the mindset? Every 4 years in my life in Lagos, you tell me the Igbo man wants to take over Lagos. Now they've run out of steam. You did it during Saromi time. You did it during Jide Chuku, that's the pharmacist. You did it because Fashola performed. We didn't really get to hear the Igbo wants to take over Lagos because Fashola performance could speak for him. Everybody, Igbos, everybody wanted Fashola back. So they didn't use that too. It's always when if you are poor in mind, I'm not talking about money. If you are poor in mind, bigotry becomes your compass to reinforce your poverty, to vindicate your poverty. But meanwhile, you are just poor in mind. So please, I want to beg the last guy who spoke, please try to educate people, especially our Igbo brothers who go off. I will not blame them, right? If you go back to the story of the Jews in Nazi Germany, there were Jews who were still like, trying to pally their fellow Jew brothers, and all those things. Germans who were trying to like, no, this is not the right way. This is not the right way. They got a lot of pushback. So please, 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 my brother, educate people, both on the Yoruba side, on the Igbo side. That is what I do all the time. In Bauchi, Saddam, this is sad. I remember when the Sharia thing started during the Obasanjo time, it was told to us that Sharia will not be used against Christians, that it was purely a Muslim affair. I just found a Tell magazine in my dad's library. Do you know the dome of the National Assembly was a subject of controversy? That dome, Christian leaders said we cannot have a National Assembly looking like an Islamic mosque. And in that Tell magazine publication, the clerk of the house then published an advertorial, and said, no, that this is not what they are thinking. It's just an architectural masterpiece. It might really live in this country as Christians, as Muslims, as an animist, whatever. Wait till you they believe in. It not concern me. It is your character, your attitude. Martin Luther King made it clear. Judge me by my character. My character is who I am. My religion is to prepare me for afterlife. Despite depending on your belief system. If you're a Christian, there's an afterlife theory. If you're a Muslim, there's an afterlife theory. If you're a traditionalist, there's an afterlife theory. I think that says reincarnation or something. So, but my true whether if I'm honest, it will not matter if I was a Muslim or a Christian. If I'm a good person, if I'm kind-hearted, Islam and Christianity should even reinforce those good virtues. But these days is the opposite. We just want to hate on each other, kill on each other, subdue each other. You go to an agency of government, a federal government agency, and everybody is like, salam alaikum, up and down. You do not run a country like that, especially a country like Nigeria. A country like Nigeria, you must tap into our diversity because that is where lies our strength. You must balance this equation in a manner that prepares us to face the challenge ahead. The world is moving so fast. The world is moving so fast that I am afraid that there will be a new world order. Nigeria and many other African countries will become slave to that order because we have kept our bigotry rather than talking about budgets, talking about perfume, 7 million naira perfume, rather than talking about yacht, rather than talking about feeding state governor. The way that society they evolve every time because they found out that if they continue to live in you see advancement, they are moving ahead. They go wait for you. They don't wait for us. I pray the Christian community in Nigeria, growing up from the late 80s, early 80s down, I saw the rise of Pentecostalism. This is my view. I think right? Because when I was growing up, when we were going to Catholic church, Anglican church, all you were told was love your neighbor as yourself, be kind, be loving. I had to even ask my mom one day, who is this neighbor that this man is always talking about? And my mom said, oh, anybody is your neighbor. Can you imagine? Right? Anybody, whether you are, they didn't tell me an Igbo man and a Yoruba man is my neighbor. They say anybody is your neighbor. Show love. But today, we go to church and you are telling me that neighbor, that man
Bro,
told me
I beg
in the
if you can wrap up in 30 seconds, please. Thank you.
yeah, I'm wrapping up. That man told me in the 80s was my neighbor that I should show love. Today, you are telling me is the witch doing me. Today, you are telling me is the enemy after my life, after my progress. So Pentecostalism is not helping. And that's why they are silent on this matter. If it was way back, you see the church will come in full force to help that lady. Finally, I think is what was the talking point again? The aviation thing. First of all, I want to give thanks to David Hundein. I pray God continue to protect him and guide him in the kind of work he does. David Hundein laid it bare. Our aviation system has been sick for right from Boris Shade era to where we are today. And having a Kayamo there, a lawyer, for me is just try and error to chop money. I expected Mr. Technocrat. Oh, he will assemble the best technocrat. If Obasanjo said something, if I cannot get a best Nigerian locally, they are in diaspora, bring them in. You want to tell me now, the only reason why I want to believe why Tinubu does not have technocrats the way he promised, because they are all Ronuists. Ronuists are not very smart people. That's just the truth. They just sink their life and their mind in bigotry. If they were Omoluabi, they are Omoluabis in London, in Spain, in England, in America, that Tinubu could have brought to head that ministry and position our aviation for the 21st century advancement that we deserve. The issue of Alen Oyema. Alen Oyema is a Nigerian.
Vasni, I beg. You see, say, I didn't want make you just come, make you just give me lectures for my DM. You want go, please,
I don't expect.
please,
I don't
please,
expect anything from Nigerian
please.
government to support a
I beg, Vasni. Wait.
opportunity. I really have to go now. Thank you.
Hi, Vasni. Hi, this man. Before you go talk again, you do
Next year. Next
God
year.
of
Next
this
year.
is one of the smartest. This is one of my smartest the one Vawulence. So I look forward to this guy's submission, Grandmaster. Those days I'm like, oh god, those Jimmy, you know those days that I'm like, oh more with a
On
pop.
fact and
Ah,
flaws.
but Thunder go fire Yakubu Mahmood. Yakubu Mahmood just got scattered everywhere. Many people just go underground. Now came back. It's good to have you back, my brother. Vaz. Very intelligent, very very eloquent speaker. It's just. I know many people have gained a whole lot from your submission, and I'm going to pass it on for more knowledge, more knowledge. Grandmaster of the Grand Kingdom. Eh? All right, please take it away from here, please. You're welcome.
Yeah, good evening, my brother Emir Saddam. I greet you from here. Jimmy, how you doing now? Jimmy, I dey see two of you on top this space now. How many of you dey safe? You know, the more they kill you, the more they multiply.
Jimmy na
Now, Hydra
Jimmy
now.
na
If
Legion.
you cut on, and no one go show up. Omo, I want to first of all, before I delve into the topic, to speak to my brother Dikbo. Dikbo, my friend, I'm really, really sorry, for the attack you received. I like to believe that I understand what you feel, but I don't understand it because I am not the person in your shoes, right? But I would like to believe that it's painful to see those you actually fought alongside with. You understand, being the ones who are attacking you. But my brother, I want you to take heart because understand that what you did is not because you did it for an Igbo man. I never did it because I was doing it for an Igbo man. I did it because I was tired. I want to come back home. I did it because I had seen good things elsewhere. And I asked myself these questions. Why couldn't it happen in my own home? See it as if it was a fight you fought to rescue a nation that has tipped over the edge. That it wasn't because you are fighting for an Igbo person to be a president. You did that for a reason. Because you wanted a better future for yourself and your children. And again, you have to understand something, my brother. Let me give you this tip that you may not understand. You see, Grant, everybody knows my stand. I'm enemy number one, right? You have to understand that there are a lot of people that actually moved away from certain ideologies to jump into the obedient movement because they felt like, okay, oh, this is our chance to do something. I'm talking about people from a certain, fringe group like the IPOB. And a lot of these people got in here hoping that P2B, because the agitation was mostly based on the fact that they felt like Igbos are marginalized because Igbos are not given the opportunity to actually be part of the decision making in Nigeria. And they saw P2B and jumped into it. And after that, what happened? They saw how P2B was brutally denied of his mandate, and they returned back to their status quo. Those people are amongst us. I'm not saying that these are all IPOB, but there are still IPOBs who do not even believe in Nigeria. Why I'm saying this is this. You have to understand that those people will be bitter. They actually never really share the same ideology like you. They simply just POB. People have told me that if I step my foot in the southeast, they are going to cut my head off. I won't come. I don't normally spill all these things because I see them as clowns, right? We that. But we believe that these people are trying to cut violence to the southeast, and being that the southeast has actually gone through a devastating time whereby we lost everything because a war was fought on our land. Yeah, we have to start from zero. Lecture as smart heads. We can actually come to the table and negotiate this country. We do not need to end it in violence. And when we say these things, they come for us. They threaten us. They tell us that we are intellectuals, that we don't know anything. They're going to kill you. They're going to do us. We get these threats, my brother. So please, I beg you. While I understand that it might be heartbreaking to see that those you fought alongside are the ones throwing threats at you, bro, know that a lot of us are also going through the same thing. But people like me are no send. I am not faced by anything. You understand? Nothing. A lot of these people are just faceless. You understand? A lot of them, they faceless. And I treat them like faceless clowns that they are, right? And that's just how I treat them. So my brother, please just don't take this to heart. You understand? We are here. All of us still there for this fight. And we go still there for this fight to the bitter end. Now let me get to the topic. My brother, you talk about Nig Aviation, I'm not going to talk about them. I refuse to talk about things like this. You understand? If you want to understand why your country does not work, this is a very good example. Just like Dikbo said, square pegs in round holes. It will never work. Nowhere in the world will you see a barrister heading aviation industry. It doesn't happen. Technocrats and those who have knowledge and history in that industry are the ones that are pulled and asked to actually guide you know opinions in that industry. But in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. So your country will not work. Now let me even get to the topic, the crux of the matter. You see, Saddam, I want to say this. This is my observation along the months. I have not seen a real Lagosian that supports Tinubu. I'm sorry, please, if there's anyone, point out to me. I want to see Lagos. If you trace that clown, he probably from Ilorin. These are the people that come out to say all manner of through all types of vitriol at people. Because for them, they believe that they are fighting for something. But the real Lagosians have not seen one that is delving into this madness. You see, I don't want to go into the history of the Edos and the what do you call it, Echo, because I don't know that history. I will not claim to know it. But I've heard all versions. Today I heard different versions, more than 4 different versions. The Ronu guys came with their own. Edo people came with their own. I don't know who to believe. And honestly, in this country, I don't want to get into anything that has to do with history. And that's why I agree with N6. Because history in this country has come out to be over and over again blatant lies. We don't even know what to believe in this country. So what is the point of history? If you're going to teach me,
Grandma,
go ahead, Jimmy.
that was why they stopped history from our curriculum in our schools.
It is better, Jimmy. May they come out time, because with what I heard today from the Ronu people and also from other people, I don't even know what is truth anymore in this country. So I like to believe what I see with my own eyes. And what I see with my own eyes now is that there are a group of people who do not know what they are doing to themselves. You are destroying everything and this is to keep it. You see, Saddam, it's very painful and very shameful. I saw a tweet that made it round, I think about yesterday or 2 days ago. And that tweet was about a certain idiot who voted for Tinubu was saying, I understand that things are very difficult now, but I want people that voted for Asiwaju to come and I will drop something for them. Imperfect, shamelessly, people were lining up. You see people say, I say perfect, Saddam, I voted for Asiwaju, but things are not moving very well for me now. But I still have hope in Asiwaju that he's going to fix it. Are you guys insane? Saddam, this thing is scatter my head.
Grandmaster, that guy in Asakama jail, the guy that 419.
I know what's happening now.
All of them don't
Na
finish.
code
He
now,
can't
na code.
advertise.
You know me go tell this guy
They
thing.
can't advertise. They advertise bracelets, t-shirts.
Bro, Saddam, guy, this is insane. Somebody you come and you admit that actually the man you voted for cannot lead you to that promised land that you expect. But for some weird reason, you have find yourself in greater poverty, penury than you ever imagined. But for some reason, you still believe in him. What exactly do you believe when you talk about this man? What exactly are you talking about? Where is the economic policy? Please, I dare anybody to come out and tell me that since this guy assumed office, this is a well-articulated economic policy that he had introduced that you and I can say, oh, even if that economic policy is not working, but this is what he actually introduced, and that this thing, we are expecting this thing to work in the nearest future. There is none. There's no economic policy. This is a trial and error government. You try this, it doesn't work, you take it back. You try. It is not how you govern a nation. And you can clearly see that you are dying. Your sickness has ravaged your body. Poverty, your kids cannot go to school, and you keep deceiving yourself. Well, that is they do now. Nigerians, they do una. Man, you guys are freaking unbelievable. How can people come up on spaces, come up on the timeline, and say such things? You know that things are not going as well as you expected, but for some weird reason, you still believe it. Believe in what? What are you believing in? Man, Nigerians are very messed up. I don't know what type of nation I ended up in. Honestly, Saddam, you think they pain me. But let me just even not dwell on this for too long, right? Now, Jimmy, I like that you spoke about the demolition thing. Please, I want people to always research properly before you engage in, because what is flying around now in social media is propaganda left, right, and center. What I'm saying is this. They came and said that P2B demolished buildings. Go and ask them. P2B himself said it. What building is demolished? When P2B assumed office in Anambra State, Anambra was completely infested with crime. Kidnapping, armed robbery, here and center, left, right, and center. And P2B, in order to, combat and take that crime head on, said any house that has been identified, to be used to keep kidnapping victims or people have been adopted will be destroyed. And this is exactly what he did. A lot of the houses he destroyed, he compensated. The same thing what he did. They do not tell you that the houses what he
Grandmaster, make I
go ahead, Saddam.
confess. I just want to talk am now. P2B demolished a house 50 meters from my house in my village. That house, we no ever know say that the one of the person picking na arm robber. It happened. This way talking is like it happened. They mark houses. If you're a kidnapper, a arm robber, they find your house, they will demolish that till today. Till today, that house is marked. They cannot build on that house again forever. So he demolished criminal houses. So if you're talking about now, it is verified. No be saying no be bobo juice now real. It happened. That man was tough on crime. If you talk for crime, no, don't go near that man. He will, you go say it is small voice. That man heart wicked past devil heart. If he catch you say be criminal, though. I swear to God. But God.
All right, my brother. I know that others are waiting, so I'll be running up gradually. So, my brother, and it comes to Alex Oti. Let me tell you something. Just a couple of weeks back, about 70 something bodies were found buried under the cattle market in Abia State, somewhere in Abia State. You know, because somebody like Oti is a very stable person. If not, Oti would have gone scorched earth. When are we gonna be there? When is he gonna start? Because these were his compatriots, his comrades. They fought together, but because of him, they reactivated the movement. We should be scared, but at the same time, we should not be scared. Why I'm saying this is this, I'll end with this. Because Nadeko gave us a template in that space. A lot of people don't be paying attention. But what those guys had as a plan, almost shame they catch me when beside the young person. I couldn't even think about these things. They talked about the financial aspect, the media aspect. They talked about the part of engaging the international community, and they ended it by saying that they will be on the ground. Those guys made me feel like I'm useless. I just shout at the shout for spaces. Because I was like, man, if all these people will be saying, I'm gonna forget old soldier, know they die. Men will sabi, forget all those things. Those guys, they know it's in day. They brought out a tactic and told you Nigerians, this is the game. That will give you the same thing. When are we gonna be there? When is it gonna start? Because one thing is for sure, from here onwards, it's not gonna get better. It's never gonna get better until you remove an opportunity and his cohorts and cronies out of this country forever and ever.
As usual. You see, I said something about that space. You know, when a man Tinubu is just a common criminal. A criminal will be a criminal. If you like, a pig will remain a pig. There's a drugs. And that's why that is what gave that man a call. You know him. So I know this Baba will say he go sell 2
Damn. When I had the first poke, I what do they call him for Washington? The office there opposite Senate out. Do anything where we want them to do that will make sure they kick this man out. And he said it loud and clear. He said he cannot bribe their politicians in America. Because I asked them, I said legally or legally. They said there is nothing because he has exploited all his avenues. So now they want to go after him. They say that FBI file based on the technicalities where they use for Nigeria. Come in, let us make you good use of this 2024 election, American election where they come out. America go throw under the balls. It's not useful to them at a point in time. So these guys, they know what they are doing. But one thing I love about them that they've come to realize is that they have the tactics, they have the techniques, they have the game, right? But they need to connect with the youth because we have the media. They want to make sure everybody gets to know about it. And I had to just link that bridge. They need a lot of support, and we will support them. On top of this matter, that man will come out. You don't have to wait for another 4 years. 4 years for what? Because when I had that conversation with him, I said, let's be clear on something. Me, I'm not here to talk about maybe another 4 years. I'm here to talk about how this man will come out. And they were like, yeah, me too. Okay, let's carry on with the meeting. And that was it. So as far as I'm concerned, though, this man, illegitimate president, he go come out. He go come out. Many people know the thing say because he don't enter, he don't be president. He go come out when the time is right. Let's just get those active things going on. And they are planning on the grassroots level for Nigeria. These are OGs in the game. They've done it with a military man, and they want to do it. There is a Yoruba idea that says, "Ole no mercy, ole tolori akpata." It's only a thief that knows how to find a thief. They've been in the same game together. They know how to pull him down, and they will. We will support them. No problem. They are working from outside, and they are working with people that will work from within. We'll go do them. Welcome, in Nigeria. God bless you. Back to you, Saddam.
Okay, thank you very much, Jimmy Jerry. Let me not bring you well in Nigeria right now. Thank you so much. Dr. Olu is going to go next. I think Dr. Olu is going to with that's a day hospital. Though. So Dr. Olu will go next, and Wembley, I think, can take it away from there. Dr. Olu, you have the space. Good evening.
Because if women in Nigeria speak now, my break will not finish. Well, the point here is, I before I start my submission, personally, I'm not really interested in talking about the issue between the Ronus and the Oba of Benin. Personally, I see it as being a political gimmick, and I see it as being a perfect form of distractions. And I think at this stage, these are the things I wish we can actually have evolved over and stop talking about, especially considering the fact that the same Oba of Benin also said that Tinubu is an ordained president of Nigeria. So you can see the contradictory statement. So at the end of the day, they're just trying to play with, trying to distract us from something of substance that is bewildering our nations, considering the fact that to me, the future and the way this government has the issue of borrowing about how much billions of dollars the guy want to borrow again. These are the perfect way of them not trying of distracting us from talking about the reality. Now, the main thing I want to talk about is my own. I'm actually the one of the greatest fear that has been my issues right from the beginning of 2022, or right from right from when Tinubu became the flag bearer of APC. And there was one of these tweets by David Udanya that actually captured my reasoning and my understanding about the whole things. In the next 50 years, 100 years, there is possibility that the history and the story might change. And that is why I give kudos to Vawulence Space, give kudos to some of the obedient that will still keep the fire burning for us to continue to we still continue to maintain the narrative, because if not because of we, that we keep on reminding ourselves that this is what really transpired in 2020. People talk about Yoruba, Ronu, Yoruba, Yoruba. In the time of Hitler, not all Germans supported this Hitler, but every time you remember, there is possibility that when you remember Germany, whether you like it or not, there is that flash that will come to your mind. The same thing with Colombia. When you remember Colombia, it's easy for you to just believe that by default, everybody are supporting Escobar. I'm very sure some people in that particular period of time would then be anti Pablo. And the same thing applicable to majority of this. They even look at the DMA now. Some people are trying to change the narrative of how this guy was. So my own contest is the fact that I don't know what happened to us as Yoruba people. And I don't want to say why are we unfortunate to have somebody like Tinubu to be the one at the helm of affairs of Nigeria at this particular time. Of all this, that is my own personal, it's like a personal problem to me. That is why I was so much engrossed with the election of 2023, because the implication, the aftermath effect, people are not, I'm very sure majority of my Yoruba people are not seeing, because the truth is, very foolish Yoruba people still, they actually voted for this guy. That is the reality. The trend of that guy that saying if you have support, if you sure that you voted for Tinubu and you are suffering, drop your account. Let's give us a glimpse of evidence that shows that people actually stand up and go to the polling station and voted for this guy. So imagine those less than 10% of the Yorubas, to me, because I believe they are not more than 10%, have given us this kind of negative name. Because the reality is, in 20 years' time, in 50 years' time, if nothing is done to this guy, it will be in the history of Nigeria that he was Nigerian president and Yoruba people use tribalism, bigotry, and whatever it is to win the election. It will be in that history. There is no way you can. People like me, people like Jimmy, if care is not taken, will not be
remember. That is the reality. And that is I don't know the solution, but I just want to express my fear. And these are the things I've been talking with my parents, my brothers, and that's most of the things we discuss about. My parents are in their 70s, and up till now they have that kind of they are not really. I don't know. I know how my mom used to react, because you cannot crack your brain with whatever so-called exposure, education, and intelligence or anything that we are the best person that we can present, or the person that probably have a way of whatever dominance he had in Southwest is Tinubu. The woman, if you look at it, the woman that actually campaigned, that talk about how things were expensive, the woman that fish seller, you can see that the Ronu gang have gone to harass her. I'm very sure that I was actually anticipating that, to make sure that she kept silent. So personally, I'm just trying. It's just a way of me expressing my own disappointment, because I don't know what to. I don't know how the history can be changed. And I want to beg anybody here that is a very good storyteller. If you know you have a very good pen, please, this is the best time for us to try as much as to write books. Me, I'm not good in writing books. I never wrote a book before. So if you know you can do that, because in the next 50 years, the effect of this Tinubu 2023 election, I don't know how people like me, people like Jimmy will be remembered, that not all Yorubas. Because if you look at what happened, whatever people want to say about IPOB, or whatever they want to say about the Igbo coup, or whatever they want to say, I'm 100% sure that there's still a majority of Igbos that time that were against the Biafra war. But history shows that nobody can verify that. And that is the long-term negative effect Tinubu has brought to us as Yoruba people. It's not about Nigeria this time around. Nigeria is a failed state. Confirm. I'm not there is nothing that, as in, Nigeria is a failed. If you are not with cardiac shock, like you can give some electricity to return the heart back to normal. I remember that time when we were in 600 level, my professor was lamented. And that can only happen in somebody like Tinubu. Tinubu is a foolish man. And up till now, I don't know how we find ourselves in this mess. It's beyond my own understanding. How will you give judgment to Labour Party and you have not yet released the document that shows that this is your judgment? How possible? Since almost more than a month, and everybody's quiet. Is it that we have been hypnotized, or is this guy have used charm, or whatever happened? I cannot understand. And that is the reason why, at times, if you think about Nigeria, that was one of my colleagues. I was just telling them I'm tired. So in a nutshell, I know you are giving me. I will stop now. Personally, if you know you can write history books that can actually deplete and explain what happened in 2023, at least for people like, well, maybe in the next 50 years they can have
Dr.
something.
Lu, Dr. Lu, were you on the space on Saturday?
I was on space in and out because I was working.
Oh, okay. Because Dr. Lloyd said something about this topic you're mentioning now, and I already mentioned it before, but he made mention of it that the Nadeco are working on a website that will be launched very soon, and the website will have Wall of Fame and Wall of Shame. It will have different politicians in Nigeria and what they've done in the past. It will be open to everyone. It will be like Wikipedia, where people can go there and write what you remember about them. And they're creating another one for just judges. For judges, corrupt judges. Judges will be say they don't collect money before, but that one is only meant for lawyers. Lawyers that have actually practiced in front of those judges before, that have approached them with money before, will be allowed to make judgment on that, will be allowed to write remarks about those judges, but everyone will have access to it to read about those judges. And the lawyers will be they'll I mean, obviously private and confidentiality will be there as well. It's something that they mentioned to me that I thought, okay, this is another way to go about it, because the whole point is we forget too soon and we forgive. Okay, so for every action there is an equal reaction. People are meant to be paying for the prices of what they've done, and that's the purpose of that website. So we will not remember. It will be a place of reference where people can go, like the mad one where they faint, where they ask for money, where they faint, and all those people where snakes swallow money in their presence. All those people, they will be there on the website, and what they did, date, time, when and where, all
Plus,
those things will be there.
plus Jimmy again. Plus Jimmy again. You see,
Yeah.
Dr. Lee, what one consolation I want you to have is that you should understand that when the Nazis happened, we did not have the benefit of the internet. We're in a generation whereby it can only get better. In 50 years from now, probably we'll be living in the metaverse. The internet can only get more explored. We have not even touched 1% of AI. So it will only the information of events that happen this year is well documented, time stamped, is going to be in the cloud forever. All these key actors, it's not going to be a time whereby they'll now be changing history. So in 50 years time for now, Tinubu's great grandson will say, "No, my father was a you go wars am, but that if he the kind wars where he go collect. Yeah, my father was a good he collect power. Your papa that thief, your papa that drug dealer, and I destroy Nigeria. Load and well, you understand? So we'll be able